Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, July 6th, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. I hope I'm not jinxing myself here, but it looks like a slow news week, which really is kind of a good thing. And an update on our newest free offering, the Daily News Recap email. It is free. Every night you'll get a top local news story sent right to your inbox at 7 p.m. If you want to be the 6,913th subscriber, I'll drop a link right here in the show notes for you. All right, we do have a little bit of news, so we probably ought to get into it. So, shall we? I can honestly say that I have never had a fight with my girlfriend that was so bad that I felt the need to shoot her while she slept. And unfortunately, a 39-year-old Glen Burnie man cannot say the same thing. On the 4th of July, the Anne Arundel County Police responded to BWMC for a shooting victim. The woman said that she and her live-in boyfriend had argued earlier in the evening and she fell asleep and awoke to a loud bang and a searing pain. Her boyfriend fled the house and she drove herself to the hospital. Police did locate him, and he was charged with attempted first-degree murder and several other charges. The victim is expected to survive. Here in Annapolis, a man was arrested after a verbal altercation with a police officer escalated. Now, personally, I think there should have been some de-escalation training at work here, but apparently not. On July 4th at about 10:15 p.m., the Annapolis police observed a suspect starting to light an illegal firework in the 700 block of Newtown Drive in the Woodside Gardens community. When told not to light it, the suspect responded with a profanity. The officer went to arrest him, and here's where I think it went off the rails. It's not illegal to yell a profanity at anyone. Sure, it's rude, and the suspect had not lit the firework. So, as the officer was attempting to arrest him, he pushed the officer, causing him to lose his balance. More officers came to assist in the arrest, and a struggle ensued. A crowd of residents began to form, and the police did call for backup. Now, this is what many saw on Tuesday evening when they saw all sorts of police responding across town. They got the suspect handcuffed, and while taking him to the police car, a female attempted to grab an officer's gun. When she was blocked, she ran back into the crowd. At some point, the same female returned and punched an officer, and again disappeared into the crowd. In all this, police say that another officer was assaulted by another male bystander. Police are attempting to identify the male and female assailants, and the initial suspect was charged with not having a permit for fireworks, second-degree assault, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and failure to obey a reasonable order. He was released on his own recognizance. To me, this seems like an incident that really didn't need to escalate to this level at all. Barbara Weber has been named the new executive director of the Compass Rose Theater. An Eastport resident and all-around good person, Weber has about 20 years of experience running nonprofits, which will help her guide the company that currently is housed at Maryland Hall. So you want to look for some great things to come of Compass Rose as they make their triumphant post-COVID return. You can learn more at compassrosetheater.org. And in other artsy news, the Annapolis Symphony Orchestra has named Shelley Rowe as the new chairperson of the Board of Trustees. The symphony is nearly as old as I am and has made gigantic strides through the post-COVID, so Shelley and her 22 other board colleagues will undoubtedly keep that organization steaming ahead. They are still looking for an executive director after the exit of Edgar Herrera earlier this year. And speaking of that symphony, if you are not sure about them, you have a chance to see them for free. Yes, free. Pops in the Park is going to return to both Downs and Quiet Waters Park over Labor Day weekend. Saturday, September 1st at 11 a.m., they'll be at Downs Park. And Sunday, September 2nd at 5:30 p.m., they're going to be at Quiet Waters Park. So put those dates on your calendar. And to learn more, AnnapolisSymphony.org. Yeah. More artsy news. Don't forget that the tickets to the 18th Annual Boatyard Beach Bash at the Annapolis Maritime Museum and Park are dwindling. The date is September 9th, and new for this year, instead of 2-drink tickets, it's going to be an open bar for general admission tickets. Great food, great drink, great music, all for a great cause. Go get those tickets at amaritime.org. And remember that tonight at the museum, it is Tides and Tunes. Technically, it's free, but drop a 10 spot to help them out. Okay, that's all I've got news-wise. Podcast stuff. Up this weekend on the Local Business Spotlight, we're going to be talking with the Putaway. And following that is the Ballet Theater of Maryland. And depending on my motivation level, I do have some bonus pods for you from a looper. You got to listen to find out what that is. And the Bay Sox. And that is a wrap. As always, thank you for being you. And a thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Alpha Engineering, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. So now you just need to hang tight because we have George Young from DCMDVA Weather standing by with the only locally forecast weather report you're going to find. And of course, Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace is here with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes. All that coming right up, so hang tight.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, July 6th. Yesterday played out pretty much as expected weather-wise across the Annapolis region, with the expectation for the next several days being more of the same in terms of daily heat and humidity, with a chance of showers and storms as well. Look for mixed skies today through Saturday, with highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s, along with a few scattered showers and storms as well, with more showers and storms possible both Sunday and Monday, with PM highs each day in the low to mid 80s for most across the region. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Saturday, check out the Maryland Aviation Festival over in College Park, celebrating all things Maryland aviation with aircraft displays, kids' activities, tours, demos, and more. Today through Sunday, you definitely want to check out the 50th Annual Tuckahoe Steam and Gas Association show in Easton, with tons of working steam engines, both mobile and fixed, antique coal and steam-powered tractors, antique cars and trucks, a giant flea market full of tools and other things. It's really quite a show for anyone interested in all things mechanical. At Wolf on the Wharf in Edgewater, Monday through Friday of next week, check out the Wolf Kids Camp, Week 2, with kayaking, paddleboarding, fishing, learning basic dog obedience skills, as well as arts and crafts. At Knits and Pieces off of Bestgate Road, Saturday is their final Learn to Knit June session, and Tuesday is the start of their Olive Knits Lemon Spritz classes. And registration is open for other classes coming up in July and August, such as Fixing Your Mistakes, at Christmas in July, doing whimsical chunky knitting. The last week in July, there's also a Kid Knit Camp, which is a week-long camp for kids ages 8 through 11, with a focus on all things fiber, and lots of other fun classes coming up. At the Wildberry Farm and Market out near Gambrels, the Wildberry Field Markets are back, running every other Saturday for now, with local vendors, food trucks, and fun for the kids. At Blended Essentials in Serena Park, the summer camps are in full swing. The camps include making candles, soaps, bath bombs, lotions, and more, and each camp has a different theme. Next week's theme is Sweet Shop. At Whole Foods in Annapolis, their Half Pint Kids Club is taking a break for a couple weeks, but registration is open for their Junior Kids Summer Culinary Camp, running July 24th through the 28th. At Art Farm in Annapolis, Sunday their Vibe Flow and Chill Yoga returns to the Farragut Farmers Market at the Navy Stadium, and Tuesday they have Exploring Watercolor for teens and adults. And next week's Kids Art Summer Camp is a creative writing and art zine camp for ages 12 through 17. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, today Odenton has Knits and Knots, Saturday Crofton has Ask a Master Gardener, Eastport Annapolis Neck has Build It with Lego, Maryland City has Science Saturdays with a Lego Challenge, Severna Park has a Community Service Crafternoon, making crafts to serve a community need, Odenton has Craft for a Cause, making handmade greeting cards with uplifting messages to be sent to cancer patients, and Deal has Science Saturdays, the BFFs of nature, learning how different organisms help each other and benefit from mutualism. On Tuesday, Glen Burnie has Little Artist Process Art, Severna Park has Stitchin' in the Stacks, Severn has an open craft night, Deal has an art night, Art from Around the World Part 2, and Odenton has art-inspired music. Then on Wednesday, Crofton has a zine workshop, Glen Burnie has Junior Lego Masters Build-a-thon, and Bush Annapolis has a community story quilt, Make It Together. At Unallocated Space in Severn, tonight, check out their virtual happy hour. Tomorrow, there's another DEF CON 443 cybersecurity meetup. Monday is their project night, and Wednesday they're doing another Lock Sport night, as well as their weekly open house. At the Pongers Learning Lab and Coder Kids Club in Crofton, their summer camps are in full swing. Next week, there's both an Escape the Camp, doing escape room design, and then morning sessions at their Lego Robotics Camp, with more camps coming up in following weeks. At the Patuxent Lapidary Guild, Saturday they're doing Faceting 101, making basic rounds. And at Annapolis Makerspace this week, tomorrow, check out Sell What You Make, Introduction to Selling on Etsy and Shopify. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. Whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
You've been listening to the Ion Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, ionannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Ion Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.